Hey guys, Hydroxate here and welcome to another episode of Off the Runway where we look at the true endgame, that is Fashionframe, and this week we are looking at Chroma. And as always we're starting with my look here, so I'm using kind of blues. That tintable tertiary colour for the kind of metallic on the Chroma is one of the best in game, so I'm using a gold here. I've got the Pakal on the chest, the Stalker sigil behind that, Pakal also on the legs, with the Hult on the arms and the Hydroxate on the back. Next we have our sand look here, so I'm using the Drac helmet. I'm using pretty much the same as last time, the Pakal on the chest and legs, Hult on the arms, but this time with the Prisma Yamako on back, using nude and kind of sandy colours here to kind of say this dragon has been on Phobos underneath the sand for a very long time. And the next look here is kind of more of a toxic dragon, so I'm using shades of green here, the iliac on the chest, arms and back, but with the Harkoner on the legs. I kind of want to give a kind of a feeling that like if you touch this, you're going to either dissolve away, or if it actually gets onto you, your time is limited basically. And here is our ice dragon. So I'm using whites, greys, put that off color, kind of a teal on the metallic part to give a bit of, variation to it. The default helmet here, I'm using the EOS Prime armor everywhere, but on the back I'm using the Armulu Chiroptera Syndana, and if you look closely you see on the chest I'm using the Festive Sigil to give a bit of, seasonal. Hey, what's up guys, Connor to talk to, and this is Tactical Potatoes Princess Chroma look. He's going to kill me. So basically I'm going here is a kind of Xena Warrior Princess meets Dragon Princess. I'm using the purples and pinks. I'm using the Palatine Syndana on the back and the Edo armor all around. And it kind of says like, I kick ass and I'm also a girl. And of course onto our Fire Dragon. So I'm using the Amaru helmet, which some people say it looks like a butt. I kind of can see. I'm using the Porta armor all around with the Pyra Syndana on the back. Kind of to say like, after a late night, you had a kebab. This is what happens the following morning. This look I'm inspired by kind of a stealth fighter, so I'm using the Nabris for the wings, the Jatuk mantle on the back, which is, as you know, our favourite jetpack, and then the EOS chest plate and the EOS on the knees. So kind of going for smoky, black, don't want to be seen in the clouds, but you still want to gather intel on the enemy. And next I'm using the Drac helmet, or as the Newt helmet as some people call it, using teals, greens and some blues to say kind of like this is lurking in the kelp and the seaweed in the water, go too close, you're going to be lunch. So I'm using the Hecate Syndana on the back, iliac all around except the chest which has the Prisma Daedalus. Our next look, I'm inspired by Thunderbirds, which are kind of mythical giant birds that live in the clouds, kind of electricity flowing around their wings. So I'm using light blues, dark blues, and then some yellow to kind of signify that. The Dendra armor here shows the real kind of staticky nature of the electric, on the body. And I'm using the kind of phase Asa, which you can get on the Steam and trading, doesn't cost much at the moment, and then the Porta on the chest. And next we have our Orokin Dragon Hunter look, so I'm using the EOS Prime armor set all around with the Imperator Syndana on back, because the Imperator Syndana was actually used for generals if you see in the flavor text. So as you know, Orokin is white and gold, the metallic really looks good here, and that's the look that I was inspired by. And the next look here, I'm inspired by actually copper or bronze statues. So that's what I'm kind of going for, dark browns, using as much metallic things as I can. So that's why you see the Oro on the back and the Pakal all around. This is a really good look actually. See in the natural sunlight the PBR really works a wonder. And our last look now, I am inspired by the Mecha-Streisand from the South Park series, so I'm using greys and blacks here, the Harkona on the chest, with the Porta all around and the Vacor signed on back. So as you can see, Mecha-Streisand. And as always guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my content. You can tweet me at Hydroxate if you want any tips or if you have any suggestions or even want to kind of show me your looks. And next week I'll see you again.